So, what is going on? What is sexual attraction? Oh, look at this. Aw. Aw, it's just. Aw. Aw, just. Aw. He's just out picking flowers and picking apples, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, bashed. And she's like, wow. Instantly jealous, right? Why is he talking to her? Am I not good enough? Ah, this and that and this, right? No. What's going on? Apparently, this is sexual attraction. Oh. Hmm. Sexual attraction is attraction on the basis of sexual desire or the quality of arousing such interest. So the interest is only sex. You got it? All right, let's bash it. Wow, what a shame. This because you believe yourself to be a half bash quarter ape of bash trawled bloodbath. So no wonder it to you it's just sex, 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 X marks the spot, the wet spot. Yeah, just pound it relentlessly. And don't worry, it's just my sex appeal. Yes. And this and that and this. No, smashed. Sexual attractiveness or sex appeal is an individual's ability to attract the sexual or erotic interest of other people, just other people, all the time. And why do they put other people? Why don't they just say of other things? Because at this point, past, you say, I'm transhumanist, I'm beyond, I'm another species, and this and that, you're fine. You're just smashing other beings and this and other life forms, and wow, it's just amazing, and wow, blasted by the light. And is a factor in sexual selection or mate choice, right? Mm. So animals are relentlessly having the hots for each other, being like, wow, you're hot. You're my sexual, you're in my appeal of sex. Hmm. What is going on? No, you have no idea what goes in through. You have no idea what animals are at this point, but you relentlessly call them names and have studied their apparent behavior and hierarchies and this and that and the other. Wow. So what about you? Of course you have. You've done the same to man. No, no, we haven't. We're still trying to figure it out. No. What a shame. The attraction could be to the physical or other qualities or traits of a person who knew, or to such qualities in the context where they appear. Just shape shifting, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, sex appeal. The attraction may be to a person's aesthetics or movements, or to their voice or smell, besides other factors. It could just be anything, right, Bash? Her ankles, all her ears, all her eyes, or this or that, right? No. Men and women have forgotten what they are. Yes, who knew? And they just hate and defile and resent and get back at and get in favor and out of favor and this and that and this and this and this and that and just smashing, relentlessly frictioning their being. Amazing. Wow. All because the smells or the voices, the murmurs of some friction, the promise of friction, and oh, I've never had better. Wow. The attraction may be enhanced by a person's adornments, clothing, perfume, or style. Yes, the craft of allurement, the craft of manipulating. Who knew? The sexual arts and this and that and this, and it's an art craft taught to man. For man, it was not for man to do, but it was taught to man. By who? All worshippers of the light, yes. It can be influenced by individual genetic, psychological, or cultural factors, or to other more amorphous qualities. So just something in the dust, and who knows what it is, but somehow it's there, and somehow this. No, they know that, wow, it's psychological and cultural, right? For everybody is just acting like they're in relentless punch drunk, right? Always thinking about just sex, sex, sex all the time. But people watch the movie Shame, where that guy just bashes and just masturbates in his work because he just it's just relentless shame, and it just goes out and get smashes every night at least, and just pays people for sex and this, it just goes in deep. But what is going on? Hmm. Some psychosis, all because of the friction. What's going on? What's going on? Are you abusing the flesh? Oh, no, 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 of course not. I love myself. I would never abuse my flesh and this and that and this. Oh, so you'll just relentlessly smash others and just get relentlessly pumped and dumped and just bashed, all because, it's just there. I just needed to get to know them that way, and this and this and that and that and this, and now I'm just filled with him, and wow, it's just amazing. And this and that and this and this. What is going on? Some bash fantasies out there. People are dressing up as animals. They're just relentless. Just it's Wonder Alice in Wonderland, just tripping. She just took some acid and is tripping, but somehow it's just friction, and it's being done to you without consent and this and that. But no, somehow it's just all there. Just wow, you just have to do it to others now, and this no smashed. Right, look at all this. Bah, sexual attraction is also a response to another person that depends on a combination of the person possessing the traits and on the criteria of the person who is attracted. Just sportsmithing you. Amazing. Though attempts have been made to devise objective criteria of sexual attractiveness and measure it as one of several bodily forms of capital asset, see erotic capital. Wow. See, erotic capital means, wow, how good of a witch are you? How good of a sexual, lustful, widow maker are you? A person's sexual attractiveness is to a large extent a subjective measure dependent on another person's interest, perception, and sexual orientation. For example, a gay or lesbian person would typically find a person of the same sex to be more attractive than one of the other sex. A bisexual person would find either sex to be attractive, sexually speaking, right? Because who knew that anybody can identify levels of attractiveness, said beauty. And when men say, "No, I don't know," they're lying. Any man, any person who has, eyes to see, yes, can identify things that are pleasing and appear to be. And who knew that your eyes are open to the knowledge of good and evil? Hmm. So truly, what you see is what you see as just undeniable. So therefore, you must see to believe. You're a boaster in just the sight that you have. Apparently, how illuminated you are. Of what exactly? Nothing. Some erotic capital. Uh, social value, right? According to your sex. attract your sexual attractiveness. Wow. Is convertible. You can convert it. It may be useful in acquiring other forms of capital, including social capital and economical. Wow. So you can use your sexual capital to just boast and power bash through to the top of the bash pyramid of the wedge that you are. Just smashing down into your soft spot because you don't want it to suture. You want it to be relentlessly there so you somehow never grow up, but somehow bash and just defile. You're making a mockery, yes, of yourself. And you're relentlessly playing it out on the stage that you call your clean canvas. Your canvas that you're painting day in day out as you bash and create your life in this. Wow, smashed. Asexuality refers to those who do not experience sexual attraction for either sex, though they may have romantic attraction. Homoromantic, biromantic, or heteroromantic. Wow. Or non directed libido. Just, just a dust bunny just kicking around. Interpersonal attraction includes factors such as physical or psychological similarity, familiarity, or possessing a preponderance of common or familiar features. Similarity, complementary, reciprocating liking, and reinforcement. Reinforcement of your sexual attraction, being like, well, tell me I'm beautiful every day, that's a must, and this and this, and smashed. Nothing. These are describing the shells that have been created of meaning the terminology used to describe the bashhood that you live day in day out. However, it does not mean that that's what life is. No, that's your abuse form of the roles that you relentlessly put on and just wear it, and you're the little Lego person that goes out and smashes in it. And who knew that you are living out exactly the bashhood that you were bashed into just mimicking? Right? Because apparently monkey see monkey do, and you're a bash ape, so therefore you go along with it. And wow, say, wow, of course, man, it's been like this forever. So we'll just take the best from all of it, cherry pick this and that, but negate the devastation that was occurred by the worship of man himself and just smashing in his own bash image and everything that it means. You know it. For you're living it right now. But no, somehow to you is just, I have high anxiety. So I'm just gonna frick my bean and toss it and just let others relentlessly smash it and just go in and out and in and out and just go rub me up and down and sideways and whoa. Make sure you pinch my nipples because it somehow is just even better. And this and that and this and this and wow, your hormone levels are skyrocketing. And then what? They're like, wow, wow, that was the best thing ever. Breathe in, breathe out. Wow, right? You're in some bash nirvana and this and that, and you're re-energizing your bash spine because your intent is just re-energizing. You're just in the perfect pyramid, just in perfect energy form, just breathing the energy back into you. You don't want to lose it, so you just harmonize. And you go into the tantra of the tantras and just bash and sit with it and just never go all the way. You're just at the top forever, and you'll just bash and bash in the escapism of orgasm forever. And this and that, and come down and tell us all the wisdom of orgasm and how amazing it is. Smashed. What are you talking about? For your splitteth, you're a smash smithereens. Yeah, your pixie dust. You're just smash. It's just flat refracting and just blowing and causing a shimmer of nothing. Just stuff you have to sweep up and throw away. Right? It's a hazard for eyeballs and eyesight. Who knew? Never blow pixie dust in somebody's eyes. What is going on? Just reinforcement of the bashhood. But no, you're just bash. You're okay. You've been smashing relentlessly your leather. Now it's a callus. People are just smashing their calluses out there just relentlessly. And then just the friction and stretching on the bash, the contracting and pressing and stretching, and wow, who knew? And the blood flow and the liquids and the smash and all the smells and tastes of wow, who knew? You want to taste it all, guzzle it down relentlessly, and then share it with others and bash this and that, and just keep that kumbaya of your one, and you're just smashing as one, right? Because you're so fertile and you're just ovulating, so you're extra horny because you say, of course, it's biology, so I'm just gonna use that to just get off even more violently, and this and that and that and this and this, and you're like, come on, asexual friends, come on, bisexuals, all of you and all the other bashes, come on, let's just all have sex together at last. Yes, come on, everybody, put your hand on one another, circle jerk till the end, and then take your blindfolds off. What's going on? Some modeling. Some advertising film came to town and they're taking recruits of who wants to just get their bean flicked. Half price today because we're extra eager to just get you off on the right side of the bed this morning. So we parked our truck outside. We have little compartmentalized private rooms, more like tents. So there's just a thin piece of cloth between you and the person next to you. But now we're just gonna. All right, we have the first one out, and they're off to the races. Good luck. Go out and be somebody. All right, who's next? And they're like, oh, pick me, pick me, pick me. Send me off with a post. And they're like, all right. All right, and we're off to the graces. You're so fertile. And this one, oh, no, just this one's taking forever. Oh, no, what's going on? Just bash, execute this one. Bash, dead. Right? Because truly that's what they're doing, right? They're selectively breeding you somehow to just boast and boast and boast and just not boast and not breed. And just so you're boasting, boast. It's like you have a bag over your head and you don't realize you're breathing in your own bash, excrement and your own exhaust. But somehow it's getting hotter and you're like, oh, it's just, and smashed. And you blame the sun and you blame the other bash, the gases in the bash atmosphere. Apparently, no, it's you. You're on fire. You're singed. You're way beyond. I mean, you've recreated fire because who knew the fire that apparently Bash Ape came up with? No, that's like old news. That's apparently analog now because now the bash fire that you're ablazed in is the equivalent of some bash, lighter or some laser that just you flick and bash fire, opposed to just frictioning some wooden stick and just rubbing it relentlessly over time. The friction, friction, friction. Oh, you got a little smoke. Make sure you got some little bash thing to light on fire and then blow on it. And this and this and that. Wow. No. You've been cooked. You have been poached, relentlessly poached. Yeah, simmered in water and bash liquid, thinking that you're just swimming with baby Buddha, and also poached in the sense of just murdered. by some bash guy in the bushes that you don't even know what he was there, apparently. But no, you knew. For you knew that you were being poached, but you let it happen because it just felt good. Just felt too good. Somehow you just live with your anxiety, all just to get the reward of your enhancements. Who knew? Right? Just enhancement. Oh, is this gonna enhance my orgasm? Okay, I'll buy it. Is it gonna make me just a bash replicant? Yes. Okay. I'll just do that. It doesn't matter. I'm okay with that. So who knew that everyone has come to the point of accepting that they are an abuser? But then you have shapeshifted and brainwashed yourself to just justify it somehow because this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that and this and this and that and definitely not that. And sometimes this, but then exceptionally somehow contradictory to my I just changed relentlessly, so it's okay. Yes, last year I believed that, but now this year I believe this and that about this, and then well, yes, and then we came back, but no, and this and smashed. For who's what are people seeking exactly? Bash, fractal, smithereens of you name it. But all boasting in their self worship and self boasting, boasting. Me, all my ovularity shift hypothesis is coming to an end. Right? Because the female, apparently, according to evolution, exhibits different sexual behaviors and desires at points in their menstrual cycle. So they don't really desire, as apparently men are just always just humping everything, right? No, smashed. You've been defiled and abused to behave that way and then therefore say, oh, men have always been like this. And you're given examples of how that's apparently true and this, going all the way to the bash half ape. No, you're the bash half ape. So some missing link and missionary position, right? Because they started with the missionary position somehow. Or you say, no, they did it all. They just did it all. Who knew? It was just crazy. It was just some crazy mayhem. You should have seen it, man. Life billions of years ago was just mayhem, sex, just everything having sex with itself. It didn't even matter. And just this and that. Wow. They were the craziest orgies and past that decadence. It was amazing. And that and this and that and this. All because they were just fine-tuning themselves to just pass the right thing and somehow deal with the depravity and just all the hostile suffering. But no, it was amazing. Right? No. Wow, no. Deceived. Who knew you're Burning Man? Who knew? Who knew you're the worshipper of the effigy? Of the relentless effigy of man's creation that then they burn at the end because they're just creators and destroyers. Embodied, the Shiva and all this destroyer, but also the relentless creator. Right? Worshippers of the fire, worshippers of the light, and they're out there in Mad Maxing in the desert, and look at all the little tiny camps, and wow, they're just so geometrically precise, and they're sectored off. It's the breakaway civilization, people, right? No, look, it's just worshippers of the light. Then they swarm multiple ways that you'll laugh at this problem and say, "What? Exactly, I'm not a light worshiper." Yes, you are. Because ultimately you're this. Just partying with my friends, having a bash time, showing my relentless titty because I have tape that has an X on it. And why can't women show their breasts? Men do it all the time, and this and that and this, and just showing vagina everywhere. And wow, it's just so liberating. So liberating. And of course, just relentlessly burying yourself in the sand and calling it a day because you're intoxicated. And then you repeat and go on 4-day benders. and then you don't even know what happened because this was crushing you and defiling you. But no, she's hot, so wow, your buddies high five you and this and that and this and this and wow. Even these kids are like, yeah, I can't wait to go and bash. Please give me some more relentless cold cuts to rub against my cold dying bash penis because apparently I'm just so hot, but I'm cooling off somehow. Right? Can't look at all this. But you say, what's wrong? These people are just having fun. They're just enjoying life and YOLO. Who are you to say anything? Leave them alone. Right? This and that and this. Well, exactly. Worshippers of the light, doing us at will, smashing with helmets because safety first. Yes, safety first, but then let go and go down the speeding rocket of one line and multiple trees. And you pass and you YOLO and you selfie all the way down. Amazing. And yeah, just scream it all over me. I'm just such a cool older chick. I love it. And just wrestling, just pummeling down. What are they doing? Oh, you know what they're doing. And of course, just loving the heat, just that sun, those waves, that bod. Oh, yeah, just rocking those bods, those abs crushing. Look, have all the right shadows and curvature and just right proportions everywhere. I just couldn't wait. I got the best bikini the other day, and the other guy's like, I got the best shorts I wanted to show. I got the greatest shades and my best vibe right behind me. We're just gonna go out there and smash because we're all gonna just smash each other with paint and then go and wash it off in our fluids. And it's gonna be relentlessly hot and beer poured everywhere and just memories lost somehow forever. But it's such a great time, I'll always remember it, even though I forgot all about it and this and that. But somehow, at the end of it, well, it was worth it, but I got some cream that came out of me the other day, and I'm not sure what it is. And smashed. Right before who knew that this is you. Right? This. Look. They were just pushing out something that was injected into them somehow. Or just bash, just weeping. Look, your eyes weeping, and also your genitals are weeping. Say, what have you done? What is going on? Right? For of course, who knew that so-called disease is the body? Wow, just wow, it's telling you something. What is going on? But instead, you're like, damn it, my body is just malfunctioning. Ugh. I hate everything. I hate life. My life is crap, and this and that. Just the renegade, right? The victim. The 33rd power smashed. Given false promise to say, oh, little one, you're weeping, but here, have some diseased man tell you he loves you, and then leave you with this. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Just love yourself because come on, who can love you if you don't even love yourself? So, yes, love yourself and then you can allow somebody into your life, okay? So go work on loving yourself relentlessly. Yes. And just boast in it and say all these next affirmations one by one, just as they're written here. Yes, darling. Yes. And do them at least 10 times 3 times a day, and this and that. And then you'll begin to feel and heal. The healing process is with you, darling. The healing process is you wanting to heal. You believing that you will heal and just embrace and overcome your bash emotional trauma and this and that. And don't worry, honey. Come once a week with me and we'll just we'll work it out. And the bash is like, whoa, somebody's listening to me. No, they're making a statistic out of you. All because of this, right? What is social science? Who knew? Nobody knew, right? It's just something. It's just life, guys. Life is just so random, and you can do whatever you want, guys. We're just so free. We're the freest we've ever been, right? This and that, and this and that, and this and this and that. Whoa. Social science is a category of academic disciplines concerned with society and the relationships among individuals within a society. So, who knew that it's an academic, right? A category of academic, it's some disciplines concerned with society and how they mingle with each other. That sounds like some bash creep just peeping, just watching them and seeing how they bash. And then using that against them. For that, that is what social science is. Social science as a whole has many branches. These social sciences include, but are not limited to, anthropology, archaeology, communication studies, economics, history, musicology, human geography. Wow, who knew? Relentless, right? Linguistics, political science, psychology, public health, and sociology. The term is also sometimes used to refer specifically to the field of sociology, the original science of society. Who knew there's a mechanism to it all? A method, a system of bash society, right? Something that is nameless cannot be culpable. It's not non-culpable. It cannot be blamed for anything. It's just somehow, well, overall, that society will not survive because they didn't learn from their past and this and bash. Nothing, right? Nothing. Right? Established in the 19th century. Whoa! For a more detailed list of sub-disciplines within social science, see outline of social science bash. So, look, there's so much. It's just relentless bashhood. But look, methodology, social research, right? Of course, surveys, demographics, temperature checking, basing, census, and these are the disciplines that they go out and launch and just use them to data. You collect all this data and map it and then bash feed it, and it's just we have we have the relentless feed that's updating on how the bashes are doing. Amazing. And then you wonder why things like Facebook, are what they are. Oh no, that was just some bash that invented it, and then he became rich. No. Quantitative designs approach social phenomena right through quantifiable evidence and often rely on statistical analysis of many cases or across intentionally designed treatments in an experiment. So through experiments or bash the numbers of statistics from the census and their studies and temperature checking. To create valid and reliable general claims. Wow, qualitative emphasizes the understanding of social phenomena through direct observation, communication with participants, or analysis of text. They may stress contextual and subjective accuracy over generality. And they'll say, well, we just synthesize both. We use both and then bash them into some mathematical model and models upon models and models, game theory, and just amazing. Right? However, the evolution rule of the dynamic system is fixed rule that describes what future states follow from the current state. The rule is deterministic. For a given time interval, only one future state follows from the current state. Exactly, the relentless, you know, chart, data mapping, and sequences, right? All right, if this happens, then we do that, and you're like, whoa, no, that's impossible. No, it's not. If there's already a bash grab on what you perceive, who knew? It's a craft. You're being crafted. Arts and crafts, everyone. Yay, get together and let's craft. Yeah. Smashed. What are you doing? What are you doing? Social sciences are criticized for neglecting the moral element of human behavior. Economists tend to focus on self interest, clinical psychologists on the effects of early socialization, anthropologists tend to assume moral relativism, sociologists often blame the system for immoral behavior, sociobiologists tend to assume limited choice behavior. All this, critics hold, contrasts with the fact that life is a constant wrestle between people's moral commitments and urges that pull them to violate these commitments. So social sciences are, yes, they know this, but then social sciences is how do we use this against them? And of course, you have the relentless bash to, swarm branches of that and that, all just to smash you. And just justify just more abuse. All while you think you're expanding in consciousness, and somehow, wow, we're on the brink of just transcending everyone. Amazing. Right? But who knew that you relentlessly frictioned yourself until it just looked like that, and you're like, what? You exactly. What is this? Split. Until you're not recognizable. You're like, what? What is this? And you don't even recognize. It's just smithereens. It's turned into Bosch liquid pixie dust now. Right? Just relentless oozing and smashing, right? And you're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. No wonders you don't recognize you don't recognize life, you don't recognize truth, and you certainly don't recognize the way. No. For you, it's all about you and how it is how you feel, and you are just lost in emotion, tumbling in the voidness of the belief of that which you hold, which is I'm alone, and that's why I need to surround myself with yes people and people that will say that they love me, even though their love will turn on me on a dime if I become less favorable to them. Out of favor and in favor and smashed. Worshipping the Burning Man, because now that you're a Burning Man, you recognize yourself again. You're like, yay, the rainbow, I'm the light and the love. Oh, and that's why I can create and destroy. I am the worshipful master of earth, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Wow, just lost. Just complete immoral. Just swimming in immorality. And who knew that's because of what you worship? Yes, you worship the light. And so, who knew that you're just living out the suffering and the bashwoods of this, and you don't even recognize yourself anymore, and that's why you're a method actor now. You're just relentlessly shape shifting and changing relentlessly. You're just so malleable because now you're completely gone, brainwashed, bashed, and you'll just go out there and try to carve out some life for yourself so that you can boast and at least stay in that same level of status, hierarchy, and this, and hopefully you won't tumble down or just marry some loser that will just keep you down. No, you must go for the best, and you'll just shape shift and just law of attraction. You'll go out and just boast in your sexual attraction and try to just bring in the right mate for bash whatever you want, right? And this and that, but mostly just because I want the sex of it all, right? And bash and this and this. Wow, what is going on? No clue. People are just, wow, they just believe the social and biological factors of smashing, right? Wow, look, right? Visual perception, symmetry, face, physical attractiveness says this. Wow, symmetry in this, and well, audition, how one's voice sounds, olfaction, how they smell, right? The senses, and then synesthesia. What about they see your smell, or they smell your face, your sight? Whoa, and this, and whoa, who knew? Ah, lost. As with other animals, pheromones may have an impact, though less significantly in the case of humans. Theoretically, the wrong pheromone may cause someone to be disliked, even when they would otherwise appear attractive. Right? So who knew that there's apparently humans can deceive. Humans can deceive, right? Because at least animals have pheromones and bash and this one, that one. But apparently, less than humans. Really? So then all we have is to judge, is what? And you say the word? You must keep your word and your promise. What about the fruit? The fruit of the whatever it is your labors are in life. The fruit, not your how much cheddar you pull in, or this or this or this or that. That exactly. But that's what you've been boasted to. Just swim in, take off a deep dive into the core of the earth. But your dive has to just cause the whole way. You can't use a drill. You must jump to the highest point that you can, and then just bash yourself down in hopes that your impact will reach, just crush the crust and just reach the core. Because that's how much you have to believe in yourself and how much you have to love yourself to just go up and jump and just hope for the best. Because that's truly what you worship. You smashing particles against themselves and saying, wow, we know everything now. Smashed. You're just being invisibly just defiled by the invisible hand of some bash thing that calls himself, scientists and this and this and this and that and that and that and that. Right? What are they? What are scientists who knew nothing? What are they? Who knew nothing? What are they? They're relentlessly doing tests of stuff and just temperature checking you and this and that and this and that and this and that and whoa. Right? Aim to find the relation between sexual attraction and high anxiety conditions. In doing so, 85 male participants were contacted by an attractive female interviewer at either a fear arousing suspension bridge or on a normal bridge. Conclusively, it was shown that the male participants who were asked by the female interviewer to perform the thematic appreciation text on the fear aroused bridge wrote more sexual content in the stories and attempted with great effort to contact the interviewer after the experiment than those participants who performed the TAT on a normal bridge. So the feel for somehow if you're under high anxiety and there's an attraction between them, then you become some bash, victim to them. You're like, oh, he's following them around. And, whoa, please date me. And wow, this. What is going on? So depending on your stress, just anxiety level, then you're just gonna want to attach to whatever gives you attention. So who knew that all these techniques and tactics and methods and bash are used against you relentlessly? Who knew? But somehow you just read it and say, "Wow, oh, so interesting. Wow, who knew?" And then you say you're boasting, blah blah blah. No enhancement. Well, blah blah blah. Companionship, procreation, or an intimate relation. Besides other possible purposes. I do it for the pleasure. Right? What's going on? It can be part of the courtship process. This can involve physical aspects or interactive processes whereby people find it unattractive and attract potential partners and maintain a relationship. These processes, which involve attracting a partner and maintaining sexual interest, can include flirting, which can be used to attract the sexual attention of another to encourage romance or sexual relations, and can involve body language, conversation, joking, or brief physical contact. Oh, no contact. No means no. No physical contact. Let's date through screens only. And then agree to meet to smash. What is going on? Sex and sexuality differences. Whoa. Uncommitted sex. Yeah. Men have been found to have greater interest in uncommitted sex compared to women. Oh, bash. See, whatever. But even though you're just lost and you'll boast and say, well, I'm young, I'm having fun, leave me alone. Of course. Because you'll continue. Yeah, that's fine. And you'll do it. And of course you will, because you will. And still the ovulation and the female sexual preferences continues. So therefore, this evidence that women's mate preference differs across the ovarian cycle. And so you just oscillate. You just oscillate. Who knew that it's almost like the involuntary arousal because of your somebody's cycle? So you're aroused, and apparently you just don't have control of it. You're just wet, but you don't know why. And you're like, oh, I'm involuntary, unconcurrent, whatever, arousal. No, stop it. Abuse. Right? No, you won't. You'll boast because this is you. Okay? You boast in your menstrual blood and so you couldn't wait to just, oh, it's life. But I also destroy and carve it out because it just wasn't the right time. At this, at that, and all, and this, and I just wanted more of this. I just wanted to have more time to do my art. And I wanted more time to just go out and just smash and have me be smashed. And it's just so colorful. And it's just what I wanted. And both, and you're like, shut up! It's what brings life. What are you doing? Wow, really? Don't can't women just? They can't wait to just get rid of this and have some bash machine do it. That would be the true liberation of women, so that they could just go out there and smash just like man, or just because there's no such thing as man or woman. It's just some bash that lives forever without this and without blood. Just somehow living, transcending something, right? What's going on? Right? Truly, what is going on? It's just a bloodbath, right? Of what? And people saying, wow, this is art. They're showing, wow, this is what women deal with. They are so strong and courageous. Wow, amazing. Who knew women are the mothers of life on earth? The mothers. What does that mean? Oh no. She's just an independent Smash. It doesn't matter. Just leave her alone. She's independent and she's just smashed. Okay. Just independent and smashing. Just it should say just like man. Right. So men are independent and smashing, and that's why just men. So it's just a relentless, junior high dance. Boys on one side, girls on the other. Just stay there and just smash. Just leave them alone. Just leave us alone and pass, go and just defile with each other. It's okay. We don't want you anymore. Just gross. Just gross. Ew, 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 ew. No, men and women have just denied becoming one flesh, enduring in it, overcoming, rejoicing in the love unconditional of the Father's embrace, worshiping God, knowing truth in life, the true promise, yes, everlasting life. For truly the flesh in creation is the body by which you get to witness the resolve. And what resolve you say? Well, the resolve of the true promise of life everlasting with the Father, without doubt. So ridding doubt forever in His creation. For in the beginning and the end there was resolve. There is resolve. But what is this? Apparently it's menstrual blood waffles. You can have menstrual blood waffles every day. And it's just so good. Look, I cook for my husband using menstrual blood. Wow. So yummy. And then you scoff at people that drink fetus blood and this and this. Stem cell. No, just go ahead, hack all the carved out, life forms from women and just use them for relentless pates. It's okay. It's just biodegrading, right, guys? Right. So you admit, yeah, you're a flesh eater, but then you go ahead one step further and say, I even eat my own kind, my own blood. I go to the blood bank and have blood drawn out, and then I take it with me, and then I make blood sausage with it, and then I eat it. And this, just because I'm so local, I harvest my own blood and I eat it. Wow, smashed. Men and women have both denounced the purpose, have rejected life, all for the burning desire of some bash appraisal of the world, some worship, having those memories where your body was just so amazing. And having the memories of how you used that body, of all the things that you could come to say that you participated in. Who knew it's this? It's this. Who knew? Because surely this is the last thing on your mind. The last thing on your mind is this. Even though you were this. But the last thing on your mind is this. And what it means. What is going on? Oh, no, 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 nothing. No, no, no. It's just about sex appeal. Can be more, yes. And it's all about social sciences. Just they're helping us along the way relentlessly. Yes. Thank you, social sciences. You are so helpful. No. Because surely you believe this.
About 20 years before science owned what I was talking about. If you understand epigenetics, you don't need the pharmaceutical industry.
If you understand epigenetics, right? Wow, somehow your emotional state and how you come to synthesize the alchemy around you, you can heal yourself.
That's not in the interest of one of the biggest industries on this planet to say you can heal yourself without drugs. And I go, absolutely. Look, I can feed you with an idea that this pill that we just got from the pharmaceutical company, it's the greatest, best thing for your issue. And I give you this pill and you get better. And then later you find out it was a sugar pill, and everybody goes, yeah, that's called the placebo effect. And I go, what does it really mean? I said, you didn't get healed by the pill, you got healed by the belief in the pill. At least 1/3.
So that's why people go say, you just go out and believe in something. At least go out there and believe in something, guys. But pick whatever it is you want and go and believe and smash into it. And this and this and that and that. So just encouragement of just do as thou wilt, just in swarm relentless ways. And so who knew that this part of the just the wave, cutting the wave is this. So this priest is now saying to you, wow, yes guys, we had it and you were genetically predisposed to all these conditions and your bash DNA is just disease and that and this and that. Just from all the relentless, years of evolution, it just has bash and it's still from the trauma bash. So now it might just shapeshift, blah 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 blah. But now there's epigenetics, which is just now cooking up. And now, based on your bash, how much you sit down and get hemorrhoids and blast with baby Buddha, and how many times you stretch and huff and puff, and how you believe you're still the image. So you have to just cook yourself into an image that you relentlessly boast yourself further day in, day out, and that's healing. Is that it?
Minimum of 1/3 of all medical intervention is it's a placebo effect with the healing.
Because no man reneweth anything, no. The Father, right? The Spirit. In refuge of truth. The way for life. Who knew? The true promise. You can drink from the waters of the Father, which replenish, renew. But for those who seek to drink from it, right? They're not out, mocking and saying, yeah, all right, we're just disbelievers, lukewarm, this and that and that. Right? What is to heal? Well, something that is apparently sick. Exactly. So that everyone is just sick. Right? Psycho. Just deceived. And clearly in a state of deception, the flesh is bashed, abused, contorted, just wow, you name it. And who knew that would, wow, the notion of plague, right? Living out something due to what it is that you're actually worshiping and engaging with, ritualizing, behaving in. That is the fruit of what the seed is that you put out and put in. So, what is it that we're feeding? And what wisdom are we feeding? What are we seeding? What are we feeding? And therefore, what is our labor, right? Because if the labor, right, and the fruit, what is the fruit of our labor? Is it in vain? What? Do we even know what the fruit of our labor is? We say, well, no, I just haven't gotten a raise yet, so my fruit isn't just quite blossomed yet. It's not quite ripe. No, what is going on? What are the fruits of our labor? For their suffering, yes. So therefore, our labors are in vain. So our vanity, right? So what is vanity? Abuse of the apparent beauty that you just worship. So what's going on? For surely in the flesh that just dies, in doubt. then of course you would only want to just somehow boast in how you can reverse the damaging effects of the flawed body somehow.
Comes from. Everybody goes, yeah, I know about the placebo. I go, yeah, but that's a result of positive thinking. What about negative thinking? And this is what we don't talk about, but the reality is it's equally powerful in regard.
Exactly. So who knew having your sight, your eyes were opened to the knowledge of good and evil, and surely that is death. So this guy is saying something, but he's wordsmith than you. But he's saying to you, clearly, he's saying, guys, honestly, look, you've been deceived. But he calls it his answer is, oh, it's epigenetics now. Now you can boast in epigenetics. No. Right? What is going on? Right? Admitting something.
To affecting your biology, as is positive thinking, but it works.
Because in negative thinking, as you call it, what does that even mean? Right? Engaging in sight of knowledge of good and evil. So it's somehow positive and negative, what you call. So what is going on? For no man's wisdom can, differentiate and be the judge. In the sense of, oh, I'm such a good person. Really? Says who? You, of course. And this and that and this and this and that and that and this. Or people might say, you're a great person. Says who? Other people. So somehow it must be true. No. What is going on? For this person is saying, wow, what about the negative thinking, guys? Where we all coming from a split doubt based awareness. Split it. There's zero certainty in you. Because the feed of having our eyes open to the knowledge of good and evil is surely death. It is death. Whatever you call it, negative thinking, blah, 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 which then you'll say, oh, causes man to get disease and die, or this and this and that. No, it's the worship of that counterfeit, the worship of the counterfeit of, believing yourself to be the synthesis of good and evil. Instead of realizing that you have sight, your eyes are open to the knowledge of good and evil. But you may overcome. For that is the love of the Father, that despite your disobedience, of course, there is a way. There's always a way. The Father's way. Amen. So what do we see? And what do we use as their guide? The pillar, the foundation. Yes, the Word of God. The wisdom of the Father in the refuge of truth, relentlessly there for you, but no, anything but. And we go out and looking for other bash truths of this, no. For there's only one true living God, yes. And His Word is everlasting, timeless, present. But somehow it's just no, the power of now, the power of attraction, law of attraction, epigenetics, somehow negative thinking superimposed as positive thinking, and now we're good. But for the longest time we've just been negative thinking and getting disease, so now we just have to go full blast on positive and just surpass every notion of utopias we've ever imagined. So just because you can see the knowledge of good and evil in life, somehow you think that just by filling yourself with the apparent knowledge of good takes evil away somehow, or this and that or that. What's going on? What is going on? No, worship God, recognize Christ as Lord, the way. For surely in the flesh he revealed to man, well, it is finished. Rejoice in the true promise. Amen. Be reneweth by the peace of the Father. May his wisdom guide you, instruct you, chastise you as you humble yourself and admit you were wrong. But this passage is telling you,
Works in the
no, you're
opposite
not
direction.
wrong. You were just didn't have quite all the information. But now the science is out, and now just get your notepad out and just record this.
Negative thought is called the nocebo effect. Can cause any disease, and you can die. If you believe you're going to die, you can die from the belief.
Right, guys. So now he's telling you, guys, if you just believe death isn't real, then you'll live forever. What is this guy saying?
So we really have to watch out, because as psychologists would tell us, 70% or more of our thoughts are negative and redundant, replaying the same negative thoughts. I go, if thoughts had nothing to do with it, fine. But thoughts, positive or negative, shape our biology. And all of a sudden it says, well, now it's time to wake up, because our negative...
Right, so he's talking about epigenetics now. He's saying negative thoughts influence your epigenetics, make them just not work as properly. Positive thoughts, well, boost, and all of a sudden you express genes that don't, blah, 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 and you actually help heal the body.
Negative thinking is manifesting a negative life experience. It took about 20 years before science owned what I was talking about and gave it the name epigenetics.
Owned, so bought it. It was 20 years before they bought it, meaning what he said, owned my research. They bought it. They bought into it because he was saying, guys, look, I'm talking about the light. Come on, go, buy it.
Which is the belief that through your behavior, you can kind of alter your genetics, pass those on, express it differently. I'm probably using the wrong words.
Well, pretty close right now.
So if epigenetics is real, then what about evolution? What of evolution? What of evolution? But he won't answer that, because he'll just say, oh, the double-headed serpent and the globe. We'll just have to answer that next time.
We'll talk about it as a reality, although it's still not totally understood or totally believed.
But it can be replicated. It is now. It is a science. It's a hard science, and it's the leading edge. Now, I'll tell you where the problem comes from.
It's the cutting edge, people. It's the leading edge. Be careful. You might get splitteth more.
Not so much the scientists, but the pharmaceutical industry. And the reason why this becomes important is because the pharmaceutical industry runs the show in medicine. And
right, they tell doctors what drugs to push and this and this. And well, buddy, you want make sure you get this drug. It's the next drug of the future. You want to get in on this. Don't worry, blah 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 blah. Push it. Our relentless studies show this and significant blah 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 and blah blah blah. The doctor's like, okay, I'll take that. I'll take number 4, 9, and combo number 20. Thank you.
If you could put this kind of healing that I'm talking about into a capsule or tablet, they'd be talking about it right now. But this is a consciousness healing.
This is a consciousness. This is an illuminated way of healing, right? He's like, don't give me the pill form. Smash. Give me the blash. Sitting down and bashing with baby Buddha, and I want to swim in my own defilement, and I want to relentlessly permaculturize and bring myself back to life. Because I'm just barren. So I'm barren and I'm desolate, and I'm somehow going to heal myself.
can't sell it. And so what's the result? They're not interested in it.
Exactly. You can't sell it, but you can sell it to others in a way that they will bash and attempt to do it, and then you'll send them DVDs, or it's of course creating some bash industry of the Enlightenment, of how you can come to bash, become the next generation, the next step of humanity. When Cyborg and does the relentless empath, epigenetics master will just go into the clouds and bash through the moon and then bash through the sun of gas, of hot air that somehow smells of sulfur. And now you're just swimming light years, bashing as fast as you can, light speed, to the speed of thought, and then bash down to every organ and splitteth ways through all the cannabinoid receptors, and you're just amazingly healed. All because you shrunk yourself. You shrunk yourself down and just blasted and created Tower of Babel to heal yourself. Amazing.
And they, through their money, which is massive, actually determine the curriculum in a medical school. And one of the things they're trying to get rid of are people who respond to the placebo effect, because the placebo effect throws the data right off the chart. A simple fact is this, and people might be upset, but the drugs like Prozac in laboratory tests are no better than a sugar pill. And that's how many billions of dollars a day on this planet are spent buying Prozac.
Yes.
Or statin drugs. Statin drugs help less than 3% of the people that take them. And in fact, they cause side effects that are dangerous in about 23%. So you help 3% with a drug.
Right, so now there's people thinking that they're the relentless alchemists having all these cocktails and bash, but who knows, just alchemizing them and just cooking them. Instead of the pills cooking their disease, no, it's the pills cooking them. And all of a sudden they have all these symptoms and just byproducts and blah, 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 side effects. And all of a sudden high blood pressure, so take diuretics for your high blood pressure and take pills for your diuretics and this and that, and then for the headaches and then for the relentless swelling and this and that, blah, 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 blah. All because you believe yourself to be a void. A shell that you relentlessly need to fill and have somebody love you and tell you how great you are.
23% are getting toxic from the drug. And the idea is these are drugs that, how long do you take statins? How long do you plan to live? Yeah. It's like, oh my God, that's they're drug dealers. Look, it's advertised every 10 minutes on television.
Well,
there's
they're
a
drug
new drug
dealers.
Drug, and it's put into their heads like, your life's not working right. This drug, look at the happy people.
Right, so he's just talking about, oh, well, they're bashing you the same way I'm bashing you. So it's a free market, everybody can do it. Amazing. Social sciences, yay. Let them use it against us through our arousal because I couldn't wait to just boast in my sex appeal. Hey guys, do you think I'm awesome and just so attractive? Don't you wish you could be in me and this and that and this and no, what is going on? A man is here to love his wife. Be a pillar of truth. But no, somehow he's just bash shell of a bash that just cares about just filling some hole, stretching it out, and depositing something that he just boasts in and just smashes. Right? Yes. And the woman too now. But somehow it's liberating. She's like, on the wall, riding away. Right? Right in the way in the horizon down to the bloodbath. Because now woman's going to say, okay, I'm going to carve my uterus out and then I'm going to sew myself back together and then I'm going to put the uterus and man and smash him. And now he has to be the one that carries the baby forever. And then the man will say, is that what it takes for me to keep boning you? And the woman's like, yes. And the man's like, well, okay. Smashed. Complete denial and rejection of what we are. All to just boast in how we rearranged it all and how somehow made it better. Wow. This is supposed to represent some sort of unity and just liberation and just wizardry. What are we doing? Worshipping some bash sphere. Look. And just how it glows. And then how it burns. Burn it. Burn it all, just so we can rise from its ashes.